guys, welcome to a very special episode 4. We're here with Amanuel Kahsai.
My cousin, you know. What are you telling me?
Good, brother. How are you?
I'm good. Listen, before you even start this year, I'm happy you took this step. That's all I'm going to say. I'm happy you took this step because I know you've been thinking about this for a while and you need a little push and you've done it now.
Yeah, who gave me the push though? You, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you got to do. It's family. It's a family affair, you know. In case you didn't know, it's the younger cousin. Get me? So when the guidance was needed, it was given, and that's it. We pushed the boat out. Now you're sailing, fam.
Appreciate it a lot, bro.
No problem, bro.
So, Aman is a coach, or used to be a coach.
Yeah,
Attempted to go pro.
I did. Yes.
He's now a content creator.
Yeah.
To do with sports. He works for Kit Lab, Sports on Screen.
Yep.
You've worked with Nike.
Yes.
Various other brands.
Yep.
He dances. He sings.
I said I'm breezy for the Eritrean version.
Bro. And every day, without fail, he posts a motivational quote on his Instagram.
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Bro, it's a lot, man. You balance so many things, man. And he's a big family man. Just the guy, really.
Yeah, it's too much now. You're making me all red in that in the chase.
But yeah, man, like we start off every episode, this one was a bit different, but like we start off every episode, 4 mantras, hit us with them.
Okay. So gratitude daily is my first mantra. Do you want to break down why or just?
I'll just name the 4.
Okay. So gratitude daily, honesty, policy, discipline is the thing, and kindness is king. Those are my 4 mantras.
Sick, man. So let's kick in with gratitude daily.
Gratitude daily.
Hit me with it.
Bro, like, I don't know, through a wealth of experiences, good and bad, you need something to keep you grounded. And I think gratitude is the best way to keep you grounded. And it also comes from a way in which you view life as it currently stands over what it has been previously and what has yet to have been. That makes sense. So I feel like my role in the mornings, that when I get up, my first thing is, and I normally do it when I'm journaling, which I'll get onto, but first thing is write down what I'm grateful for, and then I'll throw out a quote which you normally see. So that's my first thing. Get down what you're grateful for. It could be the smallest thing, bruv. Yeah, I'm breathing in air from my nostrils. That's gratitude. Word. Because there's bare men that aren't doing that very clearly. All blocked nose, sinuses and all fucked up and that. Do you know what I mean? But seriously, that's like 3 simple things. Like I've got a roof over my head. I've got the ability to walk. You know, I've got the ability to share a gift with someone. Like it could be anything, and it could change daily. But as long as you give out those 3 things, you're conscious of 3 things that you're grateful for, however big or small, I feel like you're able to live better presently, if that makes sense. I feel like a lot of people focus on again, like past things that have happened and future things, but they're out of your control. And I feel like gratitude enables me to become present in the now, and then I stay present as long as I can throughout the day. And then I feel as though that's how I'm well balanced and how I can balance other things as well.
Sick, man. And so you said your gratitude comes from bad times and good times.
Yep.
So I love the documentary that you've put out, which is A Quest to Go Pro.
Yes.
A Quest to Go Pro. Link will be somewhere at some point.
Yeah.
But in Quest to Go Pro, like, you showed us how motivated you were, and how did your mentality of your gratitude that like you can do this and you're gonna get there, like how did that push you forward?
So Quest to Go Pro was my last resort, if you like. It was like my last advancement to trying to make it into professional football. And I've been pushing football for how many years, you know already. But it was like, the last the last real drive. Like, it's the final hurdle. Like, can I make it over this bit? And obviously there was a whole age factor at the time. I think I was 24 at the time.
24 at the time, yeah.
And at the same time, you know, there was still an element of, yo, like you could be doing everything you're doing and you still might not make it. But for me, it was like, you know what? Let me put this story out there anyway, irrespective of whether I make it or not. A lot of times you see a footballer documentary like, oh yeah, like I've made it and this is kind of like my journey, blah, blah, blah. But you never see something that's present, like, hey, look, I'm doing X, Y, and Z currently. This is where it stands. I haven't made it yet, but this is kind of like my process and the reality of what it actually takes and what some people, like myself, for example, what I'm doing to try and get there. And you might not be doing the same thing. So as a kid, if you're watching it, you might think, hang on a second, right, he was doing X, Y, Z, this, that, and the other. And like, his story at the time, to be continued, right, I need to do more then because I'm seeing him doing all that. And then he's telling me that this person is telling me this and this person's, do you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, it's more of an eye-opener into the journey of football. And it wasn't meant to be a case of like, oh, it's a finished thing. Like, oh yeah, do it when you've made it. It was more like, in the hope that I make it, great. But at least this is a real, truthful documentary to put out to show the youngers, especially in London where the competition is mad high, let alone globally, that, yo, like if you want to get somewhere, you're gonna have to put in work. Like there's gonna be a lot of late nights, early mornings by yourself, going against the grain, going against people you love who want to tell you that you should be doing a traditional job, this, that, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I feel like that some of those, in fact, that period of my life was where I felt some of the lowest lows in terms of like uncertainty of like, oh, like I'm putting all this work in, am I going to get somewhere, I'm going to get this place, like even rejections from clubs that are like, no, we're not taking anyone at the moment, but you just keep churning in the hope that something comes up. And at the same time, it was a highlight. It's like, yo, I'm actually out here every day trying to do the thing that I love most, like irrespective of whether I'm at a club or not. And I said it, I remember this, even though it's like, it's 5 years ago, I remember saying in the documentary, like, there's no difference at the time. So I said, there's no difference between what I'm doing and what the pros are doing. The only difference is the contract. And that was my mentality at the time. Like, I'm training 5 hours a day. I'm making sure I do gym work, pitch work, and secondary gym work to recover so I can go do that the next day. So like, that was my mentality, and it was so screwed on. Like, even if I watched it recently and I almost shed a tear, but I was like looking at my younger self thinking, wow, you were that screwed on, like that's mad. And that's why I don't have regrets about that whole journey, and why I feel like that journey in itself is it's probably the biggest part of who I am now. And in terms of helping me with my current career and current working life and situation, it's helped me the most. I've learned the most about myself during that journey, and I've been able to use those experiences and bring it into my working world now.
And that honesty,
yes,
that honesty and that truthfulness kind of pushes us into your second mantra, which is honesty is the policy.
Right.
And can you delve deep into that?
Yeah, you know, like it's funny because parents tell you as a kid, like why are you lying for? Be honest, like you should tell the truth, whatever, all the time. And I got told that as a kid countless times from mum and pops. So it always stuck. Like, I feel like in this world that we're in now, it's very easy for people to cover up things. They want to have a certain persona. They want to look a certain type of way. They want to act a certain type of way because they think that's what they should be doing. And then again, social media doesn't necessarily help in terms of people obviously portraying their so-called best life, but you don't live your best life every day. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like honesty, when you're honest, when you live in your truth, nothing phases you. Like, nothing phases you at all. You could be, yeah, cool, yeah, you could be, well, let's say, you could be a high earner. You can be someone who's trying to build a business from scratch, which is taking out a loan. You could be someone who's still trying to figure out what they're trying to do in life. It doesn't matter. Like, as long as you know that what you're doing is truthful to you as a person, and you're telling truth along the way, bro, you'll be absolutely fine. Like, no one can say nothing to you, no one can throw shade on you, no one can put doubt on you, no one can push their fears onto you, because you're living in your truth. Like, if you told me, for example, you're a wannabe baller, let's say, for example, you would never say that, let's say you're a wannabe baller, I'd be like, yeah, I wanted to be a footballer, I didn't make it. I'm doing what I'm doing now. Now what?
Where do you go from here?
Where do you go from here? What can you tell me after that? That's what I'm saying.
Nothing.
You can't say nothing, bro. You're gonna say it's done. Ended. Yeah? And that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, if you live in your truth and you're constantly truthful, no one can touch you. Like, no, you put out everything you need to put out. Yeah, cool.
And even more than that, you can't touch yourself. Like that mental weight.
Yeah, you can't
of
touch
you
yourself.
lying, like it covers you, man.
100%. So that's why for me, honesty is the policy. It is a crucial part of everything that I do. Even from a working environment, like I've got to work with a lot of different types of people, and I could be a yes man and be like, yeah, let me just agree so that it's easy. Nah, man, let me tell you, like, yo, you can do that, but essentially, what you ought to do is X, Y, and Z because explain it. More often than not, they're like, yeah, you know what? You're right. Still makes sense. Let's do it that way. Again, because I'm living in my truth. I'm telling you how it is. I'm not trying to be like, yeah, and I know everything in my head. No, it's dead. Don't do that. Like, that's dishonest. Even though I've not said it, it's still dishonest.
It's still dishonest. Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's my second mantra. Always living your truth. Honesty is policy, man.
And like from a young age, like you've been like that. But like, is that something that was ingrained into you from young, or was there a point in your life where you were like, not everyday lying, but like you were like you tell the odd lie and you were like, why am I telling that lie? Like, because we've all been through that stage.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. We've all been through that stage, and I think my teens. I look back now. I think my teen years. I went to a decent secondary school called Cardinal Vaughan Memorial School up in Holland Park, and obviously I come from ends. Like these man, I was in top set. I'm the only black brother in my set. There's one Sri Lankan dude. And me, of colour, everyone else. Yeah, bro. Everyone else Caucasian. So I'm like, alright, cool. But it's almost like the whole being from ends and not fitting in, you kind of build this you live up to the persona and stereotype. Oh yeah, like he's that guy.
Bad man.
Yeah, but I wasn't really a bad man. But
but that's what they think. You're the only black guy.
Yeah. You see it, and then you start playing up to that. And yeah, I think those are my years where like I'd say stuff like, oh yeah, man, don't this, yeah. And they're like, oh, is it? And you kind of shook. But looking back, and there's a point, I think I reached about 15, 16. I'm thinking, what am I doing, bro? I'm trying to bear shit for no reason. Like, it don't make sense. And the worst part is, what you notice as well is when you lie, you end up having to tell another lie
to cover that
lie. That becomes a vicious cycle. You're just spinning in a web of lies, bro. And at the end of the day, you get lost in it. So yeah, for me, I think that was like between 15 and 16. I kind of feel like, you know what, cut the bullshit, man. Just say you are who you are, be who you are. Don't try and be this something that you're not. And yeah, that was pretty much it.
Bro, and that kind of like that mental mindset that you had, mental mindset, you know.
This is a new one.
mental mindset, yo, hashtag. But mental mindset that you had, you know, that showed discipline and maturity at a younger age. Nicely shifts us.
Okay, yeah, it does.
Your third mantra.
Yeah. Discipline is the. You know what? You know where that came from? You will never guess, bro.
You want me to guess?
Yeah, go on.
Is it a film?
Yeah, go on.
I'm thinking like Get Rich Dad Trying?
Nah, I'm talking like this is a film. This is a back in the day film.
Cartoon things?
Yeah, blood.
Lion King?
Nah, blood. You're on the right lines there. Little Walt thing.
Whoa.
Let's just tell you.
Go on.
Jungle Book. Yeah. You know Colonel Harty. Yeah. Man comes through. The bear had the dead trim in it, and he kind of like got the little bamboo stick. He just tuffled his hair up and slapped it off. Chopped his hair so he had a buzz cut. And he told him discipline. Discipline is the thing. Yeah. Bro, it's stuck since then. I think I was about, what, 8, 9, Jungle Book? I can't remember, around that age. But I always remember that. Man just made him stand up straight, man fixed his hair and told him that discipline is the thing. You know, after that, yeah, it's mad. Subconsciously, it's just stuck. And I think that what I also noticed, and especially again, back to that same journey, like I said, it taught me a lot about myself, is through discipline comes all the other stuff, like consistency and other attributes similar to that. and it all stems from discipline. You can't be ill-disciplined and think you can be consistent and have proper drive and have correct ambitions without this. It's a staple piece. For me, when I say discipline is the thing, I apply it to everything, like whether it's timekeeping, whether it's to do with like getting certain bits of work done. Like I won't leave the office sometimes. Like I'll get there at like, let's say 8. I won't leave till like 9. I'm working 13 hours because I want to get stuff done, because I know I need to get it done today. Today's due, like deadline day. Deadline has to be finished. I'm here to do that. Once I finish that, I make sure all my work's finished at the office before I come home. When I get home, I don't want nothing to do with work. But yeah, man, discipline is the thing.
And like that discipline you said came from a young age, man. And like, how could you kind of like verbalize it or say it in a way that will help somebody else who's struggling with discipline? Like myself, I know I struggle a lot with discipline, like discipline myself, and like I kind of mistake it for almost, I punish myself rather than disciplining myself. Like I know they can be intertwined at sometimes.
Yes,
but
ask the parents, they'll tell us.
I got scars, man. Mental scars too. Like, but now, man, like, how would you tell someone like me, for example, how to discipline themselves without punishing themselves, like, and making it a thing that stands for a period of time?
Right. So for example, I would look at it like, if it was yourself, I'd ask you to list down your qualities. What are your qualities? What are your strengths? You list down them. What are your weaknesses? List them down. So you're doing a SWOT analysis on yourself, essentially. Yeah. Right. And then you look at your current habits. What are your current daily habits? Away from your strengths and weaknesses, your current daily habits. Do you get up early? Do you get up late? Do you not really have a get up time? Like, do you tend to take long, or do you procrastinate? All these little things. And what I would do from there is be like, okay, cool. Give you one thing to work on at a time. So for example, it might be like, okay, your first thing, get up early, 6 o'clock every time. For example, right? Let's say you were late. Get up at 6 every day. You're like, oh, why am I getting up at 6 for? But you'd be ahead of the world. Like the world doesn't really start working till 9. Like, I try to get up at 5 every day. And if I get up at 5 every day, I can go to the gym by 6. I come out of the gym by half 7. I get into my office by about 7:30, and I'm ready to go. Like, I've already checked my emails en route. So as soon as I get in, I'm replying to emails. Bro, it's 9 o'clock. Some people are getting up at 8. Some people aren't even reaching work until like 9:30. And I've already done a workout, looked at my emails, and I'm ready to go. So it's like little things like that to get yourself ahead of the world, because in this day and age, that's what you need. You need the little 1%ers. I call them 1%ers. So whether it's getting up early, whether it's preparing your food the day before, whether it's, I don't know, let's say, for example, writing down your to-do list the day before you go into the next day, rather than getting to your desk and thinking, okay, what do I have to do today, and start writing it down. No, you come in, you know exactly, first things first, boom, all right, cool, let me get onto it. So those are the little things that I do. So it's just taking 1% and taking one thing at a time and trying to implement that on a daily basis.
Thanks for that, man. And I'm sure, like, I'm going to take that into heart. And hopefully everyone else does as well.
Yeah, for sure.
But this one really spun me, man. Doesn't spin me because you're not a bad guy, but kindness is king.
Yeah. You know what? So the actual phrase, kindness is king, that came from Gary Vee. I listened to Gary Vee. I listened to him a lot, but there was one thing he was talking about. I think he was talking about generally about content and what content is. But he's like, one of my things I always think about is kindness is key. Now, although that phrase was heard from him, the principle of kindness has been from my mum. Always from knee high, right? So it's always a case of being able to treat others how you like to be treated. The typical things you hear about kindness. Being a giving person, like, and just having general care for people, being able to empathize, all those sorts of things. And I think, because my mum is that and more, it always rubbed off. So even from when I might not have a lot, but I've always think, I get something, do you want a bit? Like, let me share this, etc. And I feel like, again, I'm quite a big believer of like karma, and what goes around comes around, the energy you put out, you receive, all this sort of stuff. So for me, like me putting out kindness and being able to give where I can, whether it doesn't have to be physical things. It could be giving an ear to someone for them to vent. It could be being able to help someone in XYZ position, whether it's small bit of advice to whatever they might need a helping hand financially or just through some spiritual guidance or whatever. But those little things add up, and I feel like the world repays you in a way you might not even realize it later on down the line. It could be 6 months down the line, a year down the line, but something mad happens to you, like a blessing happens to you, and you think to yourself, wow, like this is mad, and you don't even realize it's through all the little bits of kindness that you've done along the way. Even giving up your seat to a woman on a train, bruv. One act of daily kindness. Again, 1%ers. It all links back in. So you do one act of kindness a day, but in a year, that's 365 acts of kindness you've done.
Yeah.
Deep it.
Mad.
It's mad. And so full circle, again, I feel like you're just investing. You're investing it in good returns. You know? So that's how I see kindness, and I don't do it to get something back. I'm not like, oh yeah, I'm calculating, so if I help you and him, then yeah, in 6 months' time, God's gonna bust me. Nah, man. It's just you do it anyway.
Yeah.
And of course, if you get something in return, bang. If not, you know you've changed someone else's life, whether it's for that 10 seconds, that 1 minute, that 1 day, or whatever it is, innit? So yeah, so that's why my fourth mantra is kindness is king.
And like, you know, mantras being completed in that sick time to waffle. Do you get it?
Waffle, let's waffle away then. Let me have a little
fam.
sip, man.
Man, I've always been inspired by your journey, man, and I wanted to touch upon Kit Lab and sports on screen.
Yeah.
And what that is. Hit us. What is it?
All right. So Kit Lab. Actually, let me start with sports on screen first. So it must have been about beginning of 2014, I think. And I remember a couple of my boys, Yas and Diddy, they were like, yo, AK bro, we're going to one casting thing, innit? Diddy done a few jobs for sports on screen, but like, yeah, we're going to one casting, like, you should come through still. And I was like, casting for? I go, oh, this advert thing's kind of decent, you get to like go like do shoots and that, with like brands and stuff. And I'm like, all right, yeah, that sounds all right, still, let me come through. So I came through with them. So in the casting, you got to do like just like a demonstration of your skill ability to have like a course out, like a football course. So you've got to complete. It's kind of like one of the FIFA drills. It's like one of them things there. So you you bang one of them. You're hoping you get a decent little score from it, and then obviously if they're good, then you get the call back, and then you get put onto the database at Sports on Screen, whatever. So I did that, and then at the time, I think I was working for Nike at the time, and I remember they kept trying to holler me, but these times I changed my number, fuming, so I didn't know. And they were hollering me to do a Aubameyang body double, and so I was like, I didn't know in it, but they clocked that I worked at Nike, so they came into the store and bumped into two of them, and they're like, yo, we've been trying to contact you, like after, oh, but I didn't know, my number changed, X, Y, and Z. Anyway, fast forwarded that. After I left Nike, I joined them full time, and I've been working with them since. So the role went from sports modeling to body doubling. Then I had a meeting with Andy Answer, who owns Sports on Screen, and he's like, yo, I think you'd be good behind the camera. I'm not saying you're not good in front of it, but behind the camera, like you get it, you're clued up, sort of thing. So yeah, then I started doing the whole choreography and consulting side of things. I've been doing that for the last 3.5, 4 years now. But yeah, no, it's yeah, I've learned a lot through it again, and the types of the job that it is mad. Like, it's such a niche role, and every time I go out onto a new job on a new set or a new shoot, everyone always asks the same questions, like, oh, like, how'd you get into this? This is weird. It's like, we never even knew this existed, all this sort of stuff. But through my relationship with Andy and the guys at Sports on Screen, the idea of Kit Lab came about, and then we got into building Kit Lab, and fast forward, Kit Lab's been going now for like 3 years, and it's just kind of taken what I was doing already outside of everything and just putting it into a package. And then, so essentially it's like a platform where we review the latest football product, apparel and equipment. And we've got YouTube going, Instagram, all that sort of stuff. Just creating content, man. And it's a nice way to be able to, again, kind of give back with information learned, and just to share my opinion on stuff, and just have fun with it. It's just a nice little project, man.
Bro, it's a sick project, man. And like, I wanted to say, like, how, like, that jump from you saying I want to be a professional footballer to saying I'm going to be a sports consultant, a sports content creator, somebody who's going to be doing body doubles. Like, what was that jump like?
Yeah, so it was interesting. I think it got to a point where, like, I know I'd done all I could regarding the whole journey of trying to make it. So I was kind of like weighing up the options now. It's like, okay, cool. Like, if I can still be involved in the world of football in some way, shape or form, like that still makes me happy, you know? And I think for me, when this came out, it was all brand new. I was like, yo, this is mad. Like, I'm going to this place, I'm going to that place, and whatever. So it was all new, and I was just learning, and I was learning under Andy and all this sort of stuff. So it kind of, in a way, as I grew into the role, I was even more content knowing that, you know what, this feels like, all that work that I put in, even though I didn't get to where I wanted to get to initially, all that work that I put in has come to something now, you know, and it's skills again. It's a skill set, and it's qualities that I've learned and built within myself that I've then been able to take from here and plug into here. And so it didn't faze me. It doesn't faze me now. Obviously, as you go through the early stages, you're still thinking about it. But now I'm more than blessed in the position that I'm in. You know? Yeah,
man. And you know, with the football and the fashion industry kind of like
merging. Yes.
Them ones, they're like, what flared you up? Because you're looking drippy today. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you,
bro.
And like what made you what you are now?
Bro, like I've always been honest with you, and you know this. I'm always honest anyway, it's one of the mantras. But like, I've always been interested in the latest apparel, the latest footwear, like the latest, like from a sporting perspective in particular. Always, like even before everything else, like even on the come up, I used to always save up pocket money and buy Nike boots, or buy that Nike kit to go with it. Always been like that, matching this, that, and the other, or whatever. Right, so it's never been nothing new. I think, again, like you said, like sport and fashion have been colliding massively, especially in the last few years. And I think I've been exposed to a lot of it behind the scenes in particular, and prior to stuff getting released. So it's kind of like, well, that being said, like I like my fashion and I like to look presentable in a type, like I see myself as a brand, not just a person. So like my brand is how I dress, how I talk. Like everyone's a brand, really. Like you paint a picture for people without you even realizing, right? So hairstyle, you know, I wear bandana. All right, so there's like it's little memorable things that people then pick onto. Oh, who's that guy? Oh yeah, the guy with the band, or the guy with the blonde, or the guy with. You see it? They grab onto an attention, something that grabs their attention. So yeah, that kind of came about more so when I jumped onto the choreography and consultancy stuff. Again, you're meeting with different people, different brands, different people in the media industry, and yes, you can obviously leave an impression with what you say to people, but you can also leave a strong visual. And if you can combine both, then you're laughing. Yeah. So I think that's where I'd say I started to like really develop my own style and look, and yeah, man, I just ran with it. Bright colors, like I always have one bright color on me, and then and just try and mix and match things and go from there.
And evolution from the color coordination kit. I remember it back in the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But don't get me wrong, it still happens now. Like
Yeah.
I'll still like if I was to go on my Instagram, you see that the last picture I put up of me in an outfit, I'm wearing a pink jumper with black trousers and pink crepes that are the same color as the jumper.
The aesthetic.
It's still there. The color
Yeah.
coordination thing is still there.
Yeah.
But it's just a bit more cultured now. So
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's just again, it's part of the branding. So
And I guess my final question before we get into the end is, how big of an influence has Nipsey Hussle been?
oh man, bro. You know what's mad? Like obviously it was crazy because you went LA for holiday. I was in LA at the same time for work. I went, in fact, before you went on holiday,
Yeah.
I was there 2 days after the passing of Nip, right? And bro, my heart was heavy, like fully, like. Bear in mind, we're from a nation that people don't really know about. 9 out of 10 people ask, what? Where's that?
Who's that?
Who's that?
Who's Eritrea?
Who's Eritrea? Where's that? What is that? Etc. So, you know what I'm saying? And Nip, obviously coming from where he came from, still repping, like doing what he was doing in his journey and whatever, that was inspiring enough. Like, but you've come out from gangbanging with Crips to looking to buy buildings and build businesses within your community. That's like the biggest thing you can do, bro.
Yeah.
Like to try and better the place you came from is mad. Everyone runs away from that.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, I'm getting out. I'm trying to leave the hood. I'm trying to leave this place. Not, I'm gonna make my peas, build my business, build myself, and try and bring it back to where I came from, so that I can bring others up. You know, so yeah, massive influence, massive. And like I said, like I was there 2 days afterwards, and LA felt like a big part of it was missing. It was weird to say. It felt like a big part of it was missing. Anyway, flew back after doing my job. Another week passed, flew out again for a different job in LA. And obviously you were there.
Accidentally met up.
Well, yeah, kind of like you, I don't know if you saw, what happened? How did it happen? Like,
I saw your story. It was like LA, and I was like, no way. I thought he was here last week. I'm like, what's he doing here again? This guy like just linked up and said, nah, let me call him. I called you, and you were having dinner with somebody.
yeah, but the clients. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and then you're like, nah, you're not.
Yeah, I was like, you're chatting shit, man.
Shut
You're not here. You're
Bro.
not chatting rubbish, bro.
Man, I had to go lock off, go on the Instagram video, just start showing him LA. Like,
Yeah, like, and I was like, oh my, you actually. So yeah, so obviously we linked up, and we took a trip down to the marathon store, down to yeah, bruv, that was mad. Like Crenshaw and Slauson, yeah, exactly. And like you had the barrier still, like hundreds and hundreds of candles. His car was there. They had Nip music blazing, and like
poignant moment.
yeah, bro. Like I will never forget that moment.
Never.
It's mad. I will never ever forget it. And I was like, yo, like in my head, I'm obviously saying your prayers and whatever, but in my head, I'm like, yo, this marathon is what it should be for all of us, not just one brother. Like every man should be trying to look to empower his or her, well, his community, or in her case, her community, like in some way, shape, or form. And then being able to do that as well, because yeah, cool, go global, whatever, yeah, do your thing. But like where you came from is a big part of you. So if you can give back to that in some way, shape, or form, then by all means, you should be doing that primarily, and then look to reach out to X, Y, and Z. But yeah, massive part of what I do now.
Man, it was a shock when I saw it.
Proper.
Bro.
Proper.
I ain't shed tears in time.
That's what makes it even more mad, because but I don't know him personally. I never knew him personally. I knew him through his music. Yeah, cool. But the connection that you felt through his music and also his interviews and how he was speaking, unlike any other in our generation, unlike any other. Like the last person to be like that was Puck. Really, this like Nip is this generation's Puck. That's how mad it is. Do you know what I'm saying? So
It's mad, man.
trust me, bro.
And if anyone hasn't listened to Nipsey Hussle, man, like, if anyone's not listened to Nipsey Hussle, bro, just slap on something, man.
Go Victory Lap, because Victory Lap he owns all the royalties, etc.
Yeah.
Helps the family. Go listen to that. If not, just go on YouTube and just watch a couple of his interviews, and you'll see straight away. Yeah, he might sound like he's from the hood and talk, but he's a very intellectual brother. Trust me.
He's locked on.
Clued up. Very clued up.
Real, man. If anything, I'm half the man he is, bro.
Then you've done bits.
Done a lot, man.
Yeah, trust me, 100%. Isn't it? Look at it, steamy there, Moses. You're right there.
Bro, man, ready to shed, fam. Let's move on back to the regular schedule program. A book that you would recommend to the viewers?
Ooh. I go Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers. Very good book, just kind of referencing those that have gone beyond the norm, kind of like how and what things may have affected them. But one thing I took from that book, and it was a big standout, was the 10,000 hour rule. And basically what it said was, in order to be a master in your field or your craft, you have to accumulate 10,000 hours worth of practice. Again, that stems back to the whole journey of the football thing, right? So even though I had done hours, I didn't know how many hours. I never counted it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, all right, well, let's say I started from scratch, I'd have to do X amount of hours in this year, and try to do calculations from that. But it also gives you an idea of like, wow, okay, if I'm really trying to be that guy at something, I need to put in work and I need to be specific. Like, it's very easy to get caught up in, and I do it myself. I love like dabbling this, dabbling that. It's nice to have a bit of knowledge in this, that, and the other. But what you realize is that you need something that's specific, something that you're gonna take seriously, and you're gonna put in those extra hours in to become recognized as an elite in that field, rather than someone who's just in the field, you know. And that's why you see, like, if I'm talking from a footballing perspective, why you see Ronaldo and Messi doing these astronomical numbers. No one gets near them, bro. Do you see what I'm saying? Why? Well, because the amount of hours they put in away from their standard hours is what gets them thing. How's a man getting 50 plus goals for more than 9 seasons? That's 9 years, bruv.
Bro, it's nuts.
Man scored more goals than games played at Real Madrid. Deep it.
Bro, first man in, last man out, innit?
That's it. First man in, and it's like, it's not just about the timing scheme as well, it's also what you do within that time. I think people also get that mistaken. Don't think that because you spent time in a place, you've been productive. There's two different things.
Yeah, exactly.
I could do something in 2 hours, but I'm taking 9 hours to do it. Dead. I haven't worked hard. It's just a stupidness. So, yeah, I think that
resonates with a lot of young people when they go to the library and they say, I just done an 8-hour shift in the library. But did you really?
It should do. And I'll tell you what, let me give you a little tip to people as well, yeah? When you do like anything in life, right? But when it comes to productivity, this is just a staple piece for productivity, only. Your to-do list, everyone wants to do this, right? So you write a to-do list, whatever. Yeah, I've got to do this. You never put what time to do it by.
Yeah.
Normally, you don't. But you should. Because then you give yourself accountability, right? So like, if I've got, let's say I'm meeting you today, meeting Moses, time, 1700 hours, right? Or 5 o'clock for you lot that don't do military time in that. Right? And then done. And what I normally do, right? I keep a red pen and a green pen with me. So let's say I come here early, whatever. So let's say I was here like 4:30. I'd write in green underneath 4:30. Then obviously when I'm done with the thing, I'm ticking it in green. If I'm late, I write it in red the time I got here, and I'll put X in the done. And then I'll see afterwards, when I've seen my whole day's list, I can be like, yo, okay, cool, I was good with this, but I was bad with this. This should have been thing. I'm accountable. If I effed up on something, I've got to make sure the next day I'm on point. You see it? Whereas a lot of people don't think like that. They just think, all right, I've got to do something. I've got to meet Moses. All right, whenever, innit? Just as long as I meet him today. But you've wasted a whole day thinking about doing one thing. Don't make sense. So that's just a little like organizational tip to keep people in check.
That's bro.
Mad, innit?
Bro, it's like, and it makes so much sense. Like even like when it comes to like me, I'm working, and I'm like, oh, I've got to be at this time. And it's like, when I'm at home though, it's different. It's like if I'm gonna meet this guy, literally what you said, it's that if I'm meeting Salves at 5,
Right.
Mama's not doing nothing until 4 o'clock until I leave the crib.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just, it don't make sense.
It doesn't make sense at all. But like I said, and that's why I make it visual with red and green. So I know, like, I don't like the red, still I've got to wear that green. I mean, everything's got to be in check. But yeah, it's a little tip that people
You have a logbook, right? Or what do you call it?
Yeah, call it a logbook if you like.
No, there was something else. I forgot what it was called.
Journal.
Yeah.
Journaling is massive, bro.
Yeah.
Journaling is massive, and for me, like, especially with people, so this whole, let's be honest, the last 18 months to 2 years has been a massive rise in so-called mental health awareness, etc. But I find that journaling is one of the best ways to keep yourself grounded and level when it comes to your emotional well-being. I feel like when you journal, you just put down your thoughts. Kind of like, let's be honest, kind of like musicians, bro. How many people write songs based on what they're feeling? Yeah, same thing. So journaling is just you writing down your daily, today was this happened, it was cool, I felt this kind of way, right? And I ended up finding a journal called Mind Journal, and I reached out to them after I bought the product, and I was like, yo, you lot, like, this is meant to be made for men, this is actually kind of sick, like I really found this useful, blah, blah, blah. Ended up partnering with them. And yeah, because it's a massive part, and a lot of people take it, they're like, oh, but yeah, but you gotta write down stuff, and like, but I'd rather write things, close, bro. I'd rather, that's what a coffee table's there for, bro. It's for the mugs.
Sorry. Khalawas.
But yeah, it's like, I'd rather write down my thoughts and have them opened up and put in a place away from me, and have them bottled inside and build up until I get to a point where like my head wants to explode, And there's different ways, and if you like, people don't realize, like, there's apps, bro. There's an app that I use called Reflectly. It's like a digital version, so I can do it on the go. And I have to write, if I don't want to write on paper because I don't want to carry a pen with me all the time, whatever. Cool, boom. I use my phone. There, done. Enter. How do I feel today? Good. Like, so many ways to do it. But I think a lot of people ought to do more of it. And they'll find that they actually feel a lot better after doing so as well. And you can see your mood, you can see what things piss you off. So you can start Xing those things from your life, you see it?
Yeah.
What things make me feel good when I do them? These, all right, let me include more of these in my life. So it's a good way to manage your current life situations and what works for you, what doesn't work for you,
Man, like, it's just been amazing, man. And second final, your song, a song that you would recommend.
Oof.
Could be anything. It could be something that helps you wake up in the morning. It could be a motivation song, a song in the gym, a song that just resonates to you.
Yes, bro, there's so many, fam. Where do I even go with this? This is mad.
Give me 5 then.
I don't know about 5, but I'm just saying, like, a song that proper like makes me feel on this thing. There's I think it's called Six God by Drake, yeah? Or Six Man, one of the two. But
I think Six God.
It's like the line is, young but I'm making millions to work the night shift, right? And it's just one line from it. Forget the rest of the song. I don't even care about the rest of the song. I just go like, but that line there says everything. Like, yeah, cool. The night shift, the graveyard shift. Man, they're not willing to do that. They want to do the pretty 9-5 thing, but in the real world, you're gonna realize that those extra hours where you go beyond are the ones that take you from here and they pull you up here. You understand? And those that are comfortable, then do your 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with it. Do your 9 to 5. If you want to do that, that's fine. Do your thing. But if you're trying to reach the upper echelons, you gotta do what you need to do to get there. And that sometimes means pulling off all-nighters, pulling off, like I said to you, like, I'm in the office for 13 hours, 14 hours sometimes, or I'm on set for my day when I'm on set can be like 16, 17 hours in total. But it's what I know I need to do to get to that next phase in life. So there's that. There's there's Jay-Z's The Rock Boys. The Rock Boys in the building tonight. Oh, that one, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, cool, you know that one. there's a bunch. I'm sure there's plenty that I would think after. I should have said this, but there's plenty of tunes that I think, yeah, this is I'm feeling this one. Like, Nipsey obviously had plenty of tunes as well. Like dedication,
even that, bro.
Like there's plenty. So yeah, man, they just pull the lines out of different songs and you can kind of just apply them to yourself.
Yeah, man, and you know, I think that's really important as well when you talk about like working that extra bit, because that's what the show's about. It's like I want people to be able to look at you and say, wow, he put in that much work to get to here. He's gonna get to up there now with even more work. Like, and people don't see that when they speak to successful people. When they speak to, like, I'm not saying they're not successful.
No, of course.
I'm saying like right at the top.
Right at the top, yeah. 100%.
You don't see the hard work that it takes them to get there. But meeting someone midway through their journey.
Word.
And seeing that their hard work is paying off, man.
But even to this, like, for example, right, I don't even think I think I've barely scratched the surface, in my opinion, right? It might sound mad to you or
it's crazy.
But that's what I feel like. I've barely scratched the surface. I'm only just really starting to get my foot in the door of where I want to be, right? Whereas others might think, wow, like you, and I get it all the time. Oh, you're so lucky. Oh, you get this, and this. You get to work with X, Y, and Z people. You get to work with X, Y, and Z brands. And I'm like, you can call me lucky, or you can say it's luck, but it's not luck. Like, this whole fictitious thing of luck is nonsense. For me, it's an acronym that you can stand with people. Luck is labor under correct knowledge.
Yeah.
Understand? So I've put the work in, knowing what I need to be doing, and the knowledge in which will take me to that next level. That's luck. I fabricate it myself. It's not something that's been, oh yeah, you're lucky because, nah, man.
Awesome.
But you put the work. It's very simple. This is my message straight up. Put the work in. Whatever it is you're trying to do, you put the work in, period. There's no like, I'm gonna get lucky, or I'm gonna, someone's gonna bust me an opportunity. When someone says that to me, oh, bust me, I beg you get me. I tell them, move, man. About bust you for what? So I put hard work in. You want me to just dish it out to you on a plate? No, you gotta put work in. If you're not showing that you're putting work in, why should you get busting opportunity? That makes sense. Because you're my boy. No, you still gotta show something. Like, don't get this. I'm happy to help someone, but you've got to earn it. Yeah. Like, that's my message. You have to earn your stripes. Whether you're gonna build your own business, whether you're gonna try and be a sports person, whether you're trying to be a social media public figure, whatever you're trying to do, earn your stripes. You got to build things from the ground up, and you got to put the work in. If you're not willing to do any of those things, don't think you're going to get to where you want to be, bruv. It's very simple. Like, it's a simple fact of life. Work, so your input equals your output.
Boom.
Hear me?
I hear you. But this is the special now.
Okay.
I want you to look into that camera.
Right.
And I want you to tell them about the oxygen mask theory.
Oh, they're not ready for this one.
Are you sure?
All right, let me tell them.
No, you got to tell them.
Well, I have to now, because you told me to tell him, bro.
Tell him.
So, the oxygen mask theory, yeah? Now, so when you're traveling on a plane, those of you who've traveled before, you will hear it in the announcement prior to lifting off. When the cabin pressure drops, you'll see oxygen mask drop below.
God forbid.
But put your mask on before you help other people, right? Now, my thing is this. That's a rule to life, right? So let's say if I could be the most giving person in the world. I want to help this person, so I'm going to give him some of my energy. And I'm going to help this person, so I'm going to give him some. And this person. I'll give him 5 people my energy, right? So my energy stores are now depleted. So when it comes to how much have I really helped them, I have to ask myself that question, because had I worked on myself first, right? So I build myself ground up, and I get into a position where I'm properly able to help. What you find is the help that I can give to these people triples, quadruples, and my energy stores have barely been spent. So I'm in a better position to give to them. They're in a better position to now thrive from what I've given to them. That makes sense? So you build yourself up, and then you're in a better position to then help whoever is around you that needs that extra help and that extra push without sacrificing yourself. Because a lot of people make that mistake. You want to be a helpful person, but you're sacrificing yourself and your energy. So when you're trying to do what you're going to do, and you feel burnt, you feel spent, because you've been giving that to other people. Understand? So conscious of your energy, build yourself, and then when you're in a position that you can do, by all means, help away. And you'll feel you're in a much better position too, and you'll feel better for it as well, because you're seeing, I was actually able to help you with this and this. This person's like, yo, I'm actually able to now do this and this thanks to you. So it's a win-win for everybody.
And you shouldn't worry about what other people say when you can't give that energy.
No, don't feel a type of way. Like, it's not like you haven't said to them, no, I'm not helping you. There's no need to do that. It's just you have to explain to them, yo, look, I'm in a position right now where I need to be able to focus on myself in order to get myself to X position. When I'm in that position, by all means, I'll be able to help you.
Another gem from Nipsey.
There you go, man.
Ames,
bro,
thank you so much.
no problem, man. Anytime.
Appreciate everything.
You know what time it is.
Bro, wish you all the best
Love.
in the future. This is Sit Down episode 4, special episode 4. We're gonna stand up.
Right, brother. Say less, let's go then. Well, let me slap you up on FIFA then.